For 10,000 cycles, the galactic concordance had mapped every known civilization. From the iridescent architects of Ornax to the silicon symbiotes of Carthage, the catalogue grew, and with it, the arrogance of the ruling species who called themselves the Eternals. They believed nothing predated their own rise among the nebulae. When Earth signals were first intercepted, primitive radio static, crude visual broadcasts, the concordance archivists barely recorded the find. Another emergent species, they noted. Another world to be observed, perhaps guided or exploited. But in the Grand Council chamber, high above the luminous swirl of Mima's spiral, a voice of caution was nearly drowned by derision. Humans, said Archivist Lord Silith, tapping an iridescent claw against the console, may possess anomalous linguistic patterns. Our initial scans reveal references to epochs that predate the settled universe. Superstition, scoffed Chancellor Thorin, a towering figure composed of liquid sapphire. You place credence in the myths of primitives? They invent histories to comfort themselves. Yet something in Silith's compound eyes glimmered with unease. He had reviewed thousands of intercepted transmissions. There were fragments of stories, whispers of ancient wars, veiled references to an age when humanity ceded the void. At first, he dismissed them as delusion. But the same motifs emerged across cultures and centuries, always suggesting that humanity's origins were not bound to Earth at all. When the first Concordance expedition arrived in Sol, their approach was not subtle. A flotilla of observation craft swept past the gas giants, deploying sensor buoys to quantify Earth's defenses. There were none. Humanity's satellites were clumsy metal relics, their weapons almost laughable. Commander Vaith, captain of the survey flagship Illuminant, prepared the standard declaration of observation. Record, he intoned, the species designated Homo sapiens is confirmed pre-technological, with no capacity to resist extraction of specimens or cultural materials. Initiate artifact retrieval. In orbit, the ships deployed gravity scoops to pluck ancient debris from Earth's exosphere. One object, a battered metallic cylinder tumbling end over end, was flagged for deeper analysis. Its markings were scorched but unmistakable, a spiral sigil resembling no Earth nation, and no concordance archive. Vaith frowned. Transmit the artifact to Central Archives. Cross-reference all known iconography. Within hours, a reply returned. The sigil predated concordance records by millions of cycles. Its chemical composition matched alloys found only in the oldest ruins on Narthos, the so-called cradle world of the Eternals themselves. Impossible, Vaith whispered. He ordered a deeper scan of Earth's crust, probing geological strata. And then the data returned. Beneath the Pacific Ocean lay a lattice of structures older than Earth's current continents, built in a style identical to pre-concordance relics. News of the discovery triggered a storm across the Council worlds. Scholars convened emergency sessions. The Eternals dispatched their eldest avatars to oversee excavation. Humanity's leaders, who at first believed they faced conquest, now watched as entire fleets arrived in orbit, not as conquerors but as pilgrims. It was Chancellor Thorin who descended first into the Pacific Vault. His crystalline limbs clanged against the ancient alloy flooring as he moved deeper into the dark. What the surveyors illuminated defied all precedent. A chamber the size of a city, filled with cryogenic pods, some shattered by tectonic shifts, others intact. Each bore the same spiral sigil. Each displayed biometric readings identical to modern humans. One of Thorin's aides, a gelatinous being who had never known fear, turned to him, voice quavering. Chancellor, these are not ancestors. These are predecessors. Explain, Thorin demanded. They predate our civilization by over 3 billion cycles. And their biology is unchanged. A glacial dread settled across every delegation. The reality was unthinkable. The species they had judged as primitive had, in some unknowable epoch, ruled the stars. They had left monuments on Narthos, seeded worlds with life, and then disappeared. A message embedded in the vault's central console began to play. It was not in any known tongue, but as the translation algorithm strained to parse it, the meaning emerged. We were here when the first stars formed. We were here when they died. This is our second dreaming. In the third, we shall wake. The words rippled across the council. For the first time in millennia, the Eternals realized their name was hollow conceit. They were not the oldest. Not the architects. Not the first. Earth's nations, still unaware of the full magnitude, watched as the alien fleets withdrew, their conquests forgotten. For if the humans of the present were the children of the first ones, it was possible they could remember who they had been, and reclaim their legacy. Above the blue sphere, Chancellor Thorin ordered his fleet into retreat. No further contact. No provocation. The risk was too great. In the darkness of his command chamber, he reviewed the final sensor recordings, countless stasis pods beneath Earth's oceans, still waiting. Still dreaming. He transmitted a single directive to every concordance world. Humanity is not to be provoked. They are older than the stars themselves. And in that silent admission, the galaxy's proudest civilizations understood the most humbling truth of all: they were the newcomers. And humanity was forever.